When an aircraft reaches the end of its flying life, what happens to it? Most people assume it gets scrapped, melted down, recycled like an old car. That's not what happens. The retired aircraft contains millions of dollars worth of parts that still have years of life left. Engine components, landing gear, avionics, and even interior fittings. And then there's an entire industry built around harvesting those parts, certifying them, and selling them back into service. It's called the circular economy in aviation, and it's turning old aircraft into profit centers. I'm Nadira Shamsuri, and welcome to the DV podcast. Today, we're looking at how MROs are making money from aircraft that have stopped flying. Commercial aircraft typically fly for 20 to 30 years. After that, they reach the end of life. The structure is aging. Maintenance cost climbs, technology gets outdated, airlines retire them. But retired doesn't mean worthless. An aircraft is made of thousands of individual parts. Some of those parts are still in excellent condition. They might have been replaced recently. They might have thousands of hours of service life remaining. So instead of scrapping the entire aircraft, specialized companies buy retired planes, take them apart, and resell the components. This is called aircraft teardown or aircraft part out. The parts that get removed, inspected, and certified for reuse are called USM, the Used Serviceable Material. USM isn't junk. These are fully certified airworthy parts, inspected and documented to the same standards of new parts. Airlines can legally and safely install them on flying aircraft. Aircraft engines are most valuable components on a plane. A single engine can be worth 10 million to 50 million when new. When an aircraft is retired, those engines still contain thousands of parts, fan blades, compressor stages, turbine discs. Many of these components are repairable or have significant life remaining. Here's how the math works. A company buys a retired engine for 2 to 3 million. They disassemble it, inspect every part, test and certify the components that are still airworthy. Then they sell those parts individually. Total revenue from selling those parts can exceed twice the purchase price. Margins of around 30 to 50% are typical. Operators buy these reusable parts because new parts from the original equipment manufacturer are expensive. A new fan blade might cost 40,000 to 70,000. A used serviceable fan blade that's been inspected and certified might cost 25,000 to 30,000. That's a 30 to 50% cost saving. And because lead times for new parts can stretch to months, USM can solve supply chain problems faster. It's not just engines either. It's landing gear, auxiliary power units, avionics systems, flight control components. All of these have resale value. The global market for USM is expected to reach 9 to 10 billion by 2030. But there's a trust problem. If you're an airline, you need to know that a used part is safe to install on your aircraft. You need proof. Where did this part come from? What aircraft was it removed from? What's its maintenance history, and has it been inspected? Who certified it? This is called traceability, and it's everything in the USM business. Every aviation component has a serial number. That serial number is traced from the moment the part is manufactured, when it's installed on an aircraft, when it's removed, when it's overhauled, and when it's resold. For a part to be sold as USM, it needs documentation. In the US, that's an FAA Form 8130. In Europe, it's an EASA Form 1. In Malaysia, it's a CAM Release Certificate. These documents prove the part is airworthy. They provide the maintenance history. They show the serial number lineage back to the original aircraft. Airlines and lessors won't buy USM unless the documentation is complete. They write it into their contracts. Regulators require it. The FAA, EASA, and other aviation authorities mandate full traceability for safety-critical components. And sustainability reporting demands it. Airlines that want to claim they're using a circular economy practice need to prove it with documentation. There's an organization called AFRA, the Aircraft Fleet Recycling Association. AFRA sets global best practices for aircraft disassembly and material recycling. AFRA-certified facilities follow strict procedures. They ensure proper disassembly, safe handling of hazardous materials, and complete documentation of every part removed. For MROs and teardown companies, AFRA certification signals credibility. It tells airlines and lessors that parts are being handled responsibly. Demand for aircraft heavy maintenance in Southeast Asia is expected to grow from 380 million in 2022 to approximately 630 million by 2032. Teardown demand is also rising. The number of retired aircraft in Southeast Asia is predicted to increase by an average of 7.5% per year. That supply meets demand. And the business model is simple: turning old aircraft into working capital. I'm Nadira Shamsuri. Thanks for listening to the DV podcast, where we examine Southeast Asia's aviation industry one topic at a time.